the sacred aftermath of the NBA Finals, the wealthy athletes depart the game untouched. The billion-dollar franchise remains profitable, and the faithful few rabid fans are left behind in the streets to punish complete strangers for wearing the wrong clothing. Observe the feral Knicks fan as he enthusiastically dismantles a bus stop sign, apparently convinced that public infrastructure bears some responsibility for the evening's outcome. Meanwhile, a Spurs supporter attempts the increasingly ambitious task of simply getting home without requiring an expensive emergency room visit. Watch as the gathering mob unite not by principle, virtue, or common purpose, but by a shared hostility toward a complete stranger whose primary transgression appears to be supporting a different basketball team. Smartphones aloft, they meticulously record the very civilization the forefathers of this country sacrificed so much to build, apparently completely unaware of the irony. As this Spurs supporter is trapped and ceremonially stripped of his jersey, gleeful gawkers and grinning groupies raise their phones to capture the moment, preserving yet another proud exhibit in the National Museum of What the Hell Happened to This Country. Speaking of what the hell, here we have a full-grown Knicks supporter draped across the hood like a love-struck choir tenor whose solo got cut. Observe the stereotypical New York taxi driver as he patiently waits for the ritual to conclude. Familiar perhaps with these urban teen get-togethers, he now receives an unscheduled masterclass in the widening gap between civilization and culture. Elsewhere, a Spurs supporter receives a curb stomp to the head for the crime of wearing opposing laundry. One is left to wonder how many generations labored, sacrificed, and advanced human society only for their descendants to arrive at this particular solution. And so we leave New York, where one can now have their hair set ablaze for devotion to the wrong basketball franchise. A fitting spectacle. Once the glittering promised land for dreamers and builders, now hemorrhaging its saner citizens and businesses in a panicked exodus toward gentler species of disappointment. True civilization, it appears, is measured not by the height of its skyscrapers, but by how rarely its enlightened inhabitants torch one another over a game of basketball.